Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
Yeah, put the emotion into it. More emotion.
Doesn't show up in the game. Why doesn't it show up in the game? It should.
Please
Hello.
answer these questions now. Get me.
Somebody. The numbers
Get me the
mentioned.
conductor. Get the conductor of Avengers into this game right now.
Oh, hello everyone. Welcome to another video. I'm once again joined in the XMVR recording booth by the absolutely I don't know. Insert your own word here. Matt Clements. Hello, how you doing, mate?
Hello again. Hello everyone.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm pretty good. Wide awake now.
Yeah.
After a good cup of tea. So
Ooh.
yeah, let's get.
1 or 2 sugars, or none. Even though people don't have sugar as psychopaths, just saying.
Well, I'm sweet enough, so no sugars.
Oh, I can't argue with that, can you? Well, welcome. We, as you've probably read by the title, we're going to fix the Avengers. And then I'm going to link at the bottom where to send our checks to.
Yeah.
It's been out for a while now, since September. And the game has been not well.
It hasn't been doing as well as Square Enix like it to do.
Yeah.
I think they've made a loss on it. I think.
The last article that we published said that they were yet to bring back their production costs. So yeah, it hasn't really hit the heights. Basically, we're just going to offer out how to fix the Avengers game. So before we jump in, do the whole social media shuffle. So like us, follow us, share us, tell everyone that you love about XMVR. Tell everyone you hate about XMVR as well. Why not?
Yeah.
It's all views to us at the end of the day. It doesn't matter. So, we're going to offer up some guidance, some headers. We're going to speak about it. Let us know if you agree with us in the comments. Let us know if you've got any things that we might have missed. So, let's jump straight into the Avengers. For anyone that's completed at the moment, it's a game that has a hybrid of different genres, and most notably, it finishes as a game as a service model. So, if anyone who's not sure of what game as a service model is, it's a game that doesn't really have an ending. It's something that hopes to just carry on forever, and people just keep coming back to it week in, week out, and just keep grinding it and enjoy it, basically. It's not really panning out that way. The game is panning out to be quite repetitive, quite boring, quite not interesting, really. So it's just So my first thing that I've written here, because I've written a few notes here, get rid of games as a service.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure. I think it. Well, how can I put it? Like it. It needs to be. I think it would need to be considerably less of like a game for service, like having less grindy missions, so you can have Captain America in a different hat and just more. Sort of story content, more content with story. Really, that's.
The problem is when playing it, it ended and then it went, oh, the fight is still going on, and it was like, oh, here we go. It's like, not really, not too interested in this now. It's like it had the story, and the story was not bad. I didn't hate the story.
No, I kind of got on with it. It was fun.
I didn't hate the story, and then when it ended, it was like, oh, so that was a waste of time then. Great. Well, it was like it ended, and then it was like, oh, the fight is still going on. I was like, so everything we did was a waste of time then. Great. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, it's basically yeah, we're gonna drag this out as much as we can.
And that is because they want to do it as a games as a service model, which
Mm.
has that ever worked before? If we're thinking of games like Destiny, Destiny's had a bit of a resurgence recently, kinda.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They all the games of service. They have like moments of like, oh, peak of interest, like, oh, we got a new expansion, but then after that, it just slowly dies down.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas Avengers is kind of plateaued in its
Well, the
sort of.
DLC came out for Kate Bishop, and I remember it being a really heavy upload as well. I think it was like 15 gigs, something like that. And I didn't even buy it. But it was like, but you still had to download it anyway. It was weird. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, there's been no real resurgence of it, just because the model just doesn't suit it. It doesn't suit the narrative that they
I
were trying to
mean,
weave.
yeah. Well, as I said, yeah, I think it didn't work that. And I also don't think for the fact that when you think of the Avengers, you're probably thinking of like Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Chris
Hmm.
Hemsworth, uh, Mark Ruffalo, and so on and so forth.
Hmm.
And we get given the Avengers tribute band, the ones
Yeah,
that you probably find at beer gardens on a Saturday night at your local pub.
yeah, like to warm them up, the pre-Vengers.
Yeah,
That it does lead on to the point of why did they not include anything from the films at all?
to be honest, I kind of like sort of refreshed, like sort of was a bit refreshing that it tried to make its own thing. I would like it, which I do kind of respect. I would like if they actually started weaved a little bit more of like the films into it. I mean, not
Hmm.
directly, but indirectly. Like I don't know, like have Hydra pop up like in
Yeah,
another DLC,
yeah. Why
or
not? Like that would be good. That would at least make a little bit of sense rather than, oh my god, they were so generic. I've forgotten they were called. Uh,
oh,
Aim,
AIM.
Aim. That was
Uh,
it.
yeah, bunch of robots and a guy with a giant head
Hmm.
who who basically had all of the evil and the dramatic of a really really shit Shakespeare villain.
Or like a toddler. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Mm.
okay, you're not really that really
Yeah.
that
No,
interesting.
I agree. I remember because the thing is the combat is actually quite weighted. The combat's actually quite good, especially with the special abilities as well. Um,
Yeah, I would say the combat and all that is actually pretty good.
yeah, but it's just I don't know why they didn't include a lot of things from the films. There must have been some kind of reason to not even reference them at all, because the reason for people liking the event, well, a lot of people,
Yeah,
this speaking for myself, is because they like the films, um, and for it to be a completely different side, hustle from the films, it just made it a weird sidestep. No references, none of the same characters, none of the same music. It just felt
yeah.
odd, like it really weird.
It felt like an open goal.
Yeah,
Like
it just would have made the
Avengers.
most sense, wouldn't it?
Mm,
Even to
yeah,
have, like what you said, have Hydra instead of AIM, that would have at least been something.
yeah, yeah. Because I think way back when I did actually like spend like played it out, play through the story, and uh, yeah, it just felt like this would have been so much better if it did like sort of have sort of little elements. I mean, fair play to them to try and draw up like make go out their own way and like make a story. I do respect that, and they
Hmm.
do want to be different, but sort of have it, but weave a little bit of the stuff they know from the films into it, and a lot of people will probably been a lot more warmer to it than now.
Yeah, it it needed something. Like I agree with you. Fair play for trying to make a completely new adventure. I mean, by the time this game was out, the Avengers films had just, finished up with Thanos. So,
Yeah.
yeah, making a story off that, yeah, it would have been just treading old ground. But would that necessarily have been a bad thing? Really?
I mean, nostalgically, yeah. I mean, I could see. Yeah, there's no real problem with it, but I don't know. I just felt like it would have had nothing to what we know now if they just redid the entirety of the Infinity War.
Yeah,
If
but
they,
it's not like it would have been a spoiler alert. It's Avengers. You know they're gonna win. You know they're gonna all come back together. It's not
yeah,
like playing a already written out story. It's not like that would have been too much of a. It's not like it would have been too much of a giveaway, really.
mm,
But yeah, I see your point. But maybe even if there was something hinted, maybe in DLC, why not? Like it's just, I just find it very strange that there's no reference to anything whatsoever.
yeah, it's more. I think I think it's more heavily referencing like the comics rather than the films. They're
Yeah.
both sort of in their own different universes now.
Well, yes and no. There's a lot of things that are in the comics or in the film.
Yeah, but there's a lot of stuff that's in the comics and not in the film.
Oh, exactly that. It's like when a book turns into a film. There's so much stuff that is left out.
Yeah,
Like
so
it's yeah, you're right, but I'm not gonna get past how there was just no reference whatsoever, and I just find that a bit weird. Not licensing the actors, that makes sense. You because you're licensing the actors, not the character. That makes sense. That's fine. I'll let that go. But the rest, I don't know. I don't know to why.
yeah, yeah. It's, as I say, I understand it, but you could have done a little bit more into it just to
Hmm.
make it a bit more familiar.
Well, the next I've got is get rid of the gear aspect. It
Um,
made very little sense at the time. It makes very little sense to me now.
yeah,
Its reason of existing is to be as games as a service. It makes very little sense because you're playing the same story missions. You're not playing online doing raids. Apart from the hive missions, that's the only point where it does kind of make a little bit of sense, but it doesn't to me make a great deal of sense. Like picking up an armband that's got 25% more damage, and you're just like, but I'm playing the same missions over and over again. The enemies are the
mm,
same sort of difficulty anyway. What difference does this make?
yeah, yeah. I think I wouldn't mind like the gear aspect. Like if you found like saying, "Oh, find something to improve," like and like as I say, if like in the ending they all got their own super suits, and I said I would have understood it if it was working towards that.
Yeah,
But as I say, it's to try to tie itself to this games of service model. So see, oh, I want to get my Iron Man up to level 25,
yeah,
then do like no,
yeah. No, I
really
agree.
just you want to chase numbers, not
Yeah,
something a bit more.
it had the division problem. We pick up something and go, well, this number is bigger than this number, so it must be better, right?
Mm, yeah.
And with that, get rid of the gear, get rid of the grinding. Like the grinding was a grindy game. It
Mhm.
was. I say this, but I don't hate it. I didn't hate the game, but there's just so many elements that just bored the tits off me. Like, we played it a couple times, like on late nights, and it was like this is fun. It's like yeah, we'll do this mission, we'll run off and get this crate thing, and it's like it's one of those games where we picked up once and we probably won't pick up for however long, man. It's just
Yeah.
it's too
Unless
grindy
there's
for
something
me.
substantial into it.
Yeah, it's way too grindy for me, and I don't have the time, and I don't really want to input the time if I had it.
Yeah, it's trying to be like sort of like you're paying the company to have a second job.
Yeah, yeah, exactly that. It was just way too grindy, too generic with the animals, way too grindy.
Mm.
So that kind of neatly rolls us around. Have you got anything that I've missed so far?
Um, I think we covered all the main problems with it that we have with it now.
Hmm.
I would say probably the one thing I would say is to start tying in the sort of elements of the MCU, what we know from the MCU, into the game. So like I don't know, like in one DLC, trying to think of Marvel, like Ant-Man, you start taking on Hydra or
Yeah,
elements of Hydra in an AIM or something like that, just to make you go, oh yeah, I know this, yeah,
yeah,
mad Nazis.
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
exactly. Mad bastard Nazis. But yeah, they're just it just seems like a big opportunity wasted, big opportunity missed. Um,
Mm.
yeah, I didn't really, like I said, I liked it, but it just feels like a really odd misstep. Um,
Yeah, I didn't mind it, but I think it could have been so much more if they
yeah.
did a couple of things differently. But that's the thing about hindsight.
Well, exactly. The problem is the end game is so dull, and there is no reason to keep playing. Like the grindy missions, and then they added in a what was his name? Taskmaster. They added in him in the end, and then he popped up in every single mission. I've just dropped my mic. Sorry, I just dropped a cable next to it. Um, yeah, he popped up in like every single mission. The same boss, and it's like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But oh well, maybe Square will listen to this video and be like, maybe the Xilviar boys know what they're on about, and
Yeah.
yeah, maybe they'll
Yeah.
send us our checks in the post, and then our careers really
Yeah.
take off, and I'll, direct the new Avengers. Who knows?
Yeah. And I don't know. I haven't gone that far. Figured out that much.
Just thinking out loud, son. All right, we'll roll that one up here. If you've got anything that we've missed, leave it out in the comments.
Yeah.
Don't forget to do all the social media shuffle. How's that become a saying? So just
Social
like,
media.
share, follow, tell everyone that you hate and love about us. And we'll see you on the next one. I have been Darren, and he has been the wonderful Mr. Matt.
Yeah. Hello.
All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one, all right?